Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about weapons, classes and roles of Throne and Liberty. This is a very important topic because how to pick a class if classes in this game don't exist? Actually, there is a way, because you'll be able to pick a combination of two different weapons and that will determine a role of your character. Before we start, let me just say subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Throne and Liberty videos in the future. As you can see, I'm already here on official YouTube channel of NCSoft, where we have get introduction into different kind of weapons, actually huge diversity of beautiful weapons which you'll be able to use in this game. For this video, I have prepared for you analysis regarding different kind of weapons and roles which you'll be able to play. So for this video, on one way, introduction into classes of Throne and Liberty, even that classes in this game don't exist. Now, let's start first with this weapon here, which you can see in front of you. This is Greatsword. I have actually already made a few videos on my YouTube channel where I analyze for one video, for each video, specific weapon. And when I was analyzing this weapon here in front of you, Greatsword, I was surprised how good is this weapon. You can see here, obviously, first thing, which is kind of normal, two-handed weapon, a little bit slower than other weapons in the game, nevertheless, with huge damage. Also, stun effect is here, and you will notice a beautiful skill animation. Fast-paced weapon, absolutely. And regarding everything else, check dedicated video on my YouTube channel where I analyze in details Greatsword. However, if you want to play some kind of melee class with dash, yes, you can see here dash, right? I love this dash. It's really amazing. And actually this dash with Greatsword have very short cooldown. You'll also notice here stun effect. You can see here stun. Absolutely amazing weapon, and I can highly recommend to you, if you like to play usually some kind of classes, melee kind of classes, pick Greatsword. Now, with what to combine Greatsword? You can combine Greatsword with whatever you want. Basically with any other weapon. I can even understand if you want to combine Greatsword with some kind of ranged weapon. I'll talk a little bit later about a longbow or maybe staff. That would be viable. But you can even combine Greatsword with sword. You will see in a minute, sword and Greatsword combination would be combination if you want to play a little bit more tank kind of class. I will not say class, okay, role in this game, right? And melee kind of character. So for start, Greatsword looking absolutely amazing. Lots of AoE skills. There is one skill where you can rotate all the time, basically almost without stopping. You're rotating, moving and hitting lots of AoE damage. A stun effect and dash. That dash have very, very short cooldown, which will be very useful in PvP. Now, let's go forward with next weapon here, which I have prepared for you. In front of you, you can see staff. Already check also dedicated video on my YouTube channel regarding staff, where I go into details regarding this weapon. So obviously here, if you have ever tried to play some kind of sorcerer, mage kind of classes, a ranged magical weapon, nevertheless, there are some melee skills. This weapon is about damage. There are some interesting other mechanics regarding this weapon. You can see here like mana regeneration, and you can see beautiful skill animation. So if you want to play some kind of class which would remind you on sorcerer, mage in other MMORPGs, then pick as your main weapon staff. There are two kind of abilities, electricity and fire, and that electricity kind of ability, if there is raining that day, you'll have special effect. I already talked about that in some other videos on my YouTube channel in details. Basically, weather in the game will have influence on your skills. So basically in the wet state, they call it like that, in wet state, when it's raining, your skills, not all of your skills, not fire skills, but for example, these kind of electricity skills will have additional AoE effects. Your electricity skills will have additional AoE effects and they will make more damage. So it's actually pretty interesting. Like I said, check my dedicated video from previous week where I analyze specifically staff weapon. It's amazing weapon. So regarding combination, you can combine anything again. Maybe with wand, that would be interesting combination, right? Two ranged weapons basically. Wand is more for healing. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's actually not a real healing weapon. You will see in a minute why. You can combine also this weapon with some melee weapon. Absolutely, it's entirely up to you. There will be some metas. There will be some metas very soon, few weeks after release of the game. There will be some metas in the game regarding ranged gameplay, regarding PvP gameplay, regarding PvE gameplay, regarding DPS. You will see dedicated video on my YouTube channel as soon as I find out what will metas be regarding different kind of combination of weapons. I will let you know about that. Regarding staff, absolutely, if you are used to play some kind of ranged magical damage kind of class, pick staff. Let's go forward with the next weapon here, and that would be daggers. Yes, you can see here beautiful daggers, absolutely, as one real MMORPG. I'm not surprised by this diversity of weapons. So assassin, obviously, that would be the class if you want to play, if you are used to play assassin class in some other MMORPGs, pick daggers as your main class. You can see here poison effect when we have here these green skills, but also fast-paced, fluid combat, very fast skill animation. For example, when you are comparing this with Greatsword gameplay, which is kind of normal, you can see here that skill animation are much more faster, you are much more agile, you are moving a lot, and yeah, looking really good. Fast animation of assassin class. So, like I said, that would be your main weapon if you are used to play some kind of assassin classes in other MMORPGs. There is a specific situation currently in Throne and Liberty. There are no classes on the start. You cannot pick class which you want to play, but that will not be a problem at all. Because like I said, for example, if you want to play mage, sorcerer kind of class, role, okay, role, no class, you'll pick staff as your main weapon. You can see here, if you want to play assassin kind of class, no problem, you can pick a dagger. You can see here a huge variety of beautiful skills. I'm preparing specific video on my YouTube channel also regarding daggers, where I will analyze every skill of this class, of this role. I need to use to say role. But you can see here, no surprise, fast skill animation, very fast-paced class, lots of agility, lots of movement, and yeah, you can combine with whatever you want. Basically, there are no rules, whatever you want to imagine. You can combine this with healing weapon like wand, healing to some point, I will say support, you will see in a minute why, or you can combine this with some other ranged weapon, because this is a melee weapon, you could combine this even with staff. Why not? Or with sword and shield combination, if you want to play entirely melee class. It's entirely up to you. Let's go forward with next weapon here. Very interesting weapon. I love this one, I have to admit. This is actually sword and shield. Now, obviously, if you will want to play some kind of tank, melee kind of class, I will not say even too much tank. This class can also, this role will be able to make lots of damage. You will see one of the skills here, I love that, is actually pull. You can pull mob close to you. It will be very useful, that kind of skill. We have seen that skill in some other titles from NCSoft, in some other MMORPG previously released in the past. It's beautiful to see here pull in this game. So, sword and shield combination, absolutely, if you are used to play heavy armor kind of classes, a little bit tanky, not too much tanky, still you can make damage. Nevertheless, you can see even beautiful dash. Look at this dash. Amazing, right? I love this. I have to be honest here, it will not be easy for me. When I was studying all of these weapons, you know, abilities of these weapons, I really did like a lot Greatsword and sword and shield. It would be interesting to play Greatsword and sword and shield combination. Pull. Did you see this pull? Amazing, right? So, again, beautiful. So I was even thinking to play at the start, because I'm used to play usually some kind of melee classes, heavy armor kind of classes. I think I will play a sword and shield combination with Greatsword. Probably Greatsword will be my main weapon and secondary weapon. I mean, they shouldn't even be called like primary and secondary weapon, because basically it is equal combination of two weapons. Nevertheless, probably I will play Greatsword and sword and shield combination. So, nice to see here also these weapons in the game, looking absolutely amazing. Skill animation looking pretty fast comparing to Greatsword. Greatsword is the slowest weapon in the game, without any doubt. Nevertheless, these skill animation and movement are looking also really fast. Let's go forward with next weapon here on the list, and that is bow. Let's talk about ranged weapons a little bit. Of course, there is a bow. Actually, I should say longbow, because in this game you also have crossbow. Now, regarding longbow, it feels like one real ranged physical damage kind of weapon, which we have seen in some other games. So basically, when you would pick a class like archer or a ranger, yeah, this would be this class or this role. You can see here again a pretty fast movement of the character, beautiful skill animation, range between you and your target, and absolutely, if you are used to play that kind of class in other MMORPGs, you'll pick this class. Lots of different kind of beautiful abilities. I already studied, like I said, all of these weapons. They are interesting abilities, and I'm preparing specific video. I will save some information for future videos. You will see very useful this weapon will be in PvP. I have no doubt many players who like to play PvP will pick a longbow as their main weapon, with combination with something else. What else? Like I said, I don't want to recommend right now in this moment in time to tell you, hey, that would be the best combination. We need to discover that. After release of the game, you will see, a few weeks after, there will be metas. There will be metas for basically any role, for a role of DPS, for a role of tank, and for a role of healer. A role of healer, I'll talk about that a little bit later. But there will be roles, basically there will be roles and metas for every role regarding different kind of weapons. I will let you know about that in some dedicated videos. For this evening, just to show you here, absolutely amazing weapon with most of the skills are single target, but there are also some skills which are hitting more enemies. And absolutely beautiful weapon, a longbow. Beside a longbow, there is also another weapon which is looking like this, and this is actually crossbow. No surprise here if you have already played some other games from NCSoft. This is crossbow. Big difference from longbow. Obviously here you can see lots of mobility. I mean, they have changed combat. NCSoft, after that closed beta test in Korea, they have changed combat a lot. Now you can move with your character while you are casting attacks. Absolutely you can. For some attacks, for example, regarding stuff while you're casting, you cannot move, but for the most of the combat, you can move while you attack. You can see here, this class using completely different gameplay style when using a longbow. When using longbow, you are mostly very distant from your target. Here, in case of crossbow, you are sometimes very close or on the mid range. Also, you need to be very agile. You need to be very agile, lots of movement, but fast-paced movement, right? A fast-paced combat, and you can see here beautiful skill animation with stun effect we have here. I'm preparing special video also regarding crossbow, so something different something different than a longbow. Don't forget about that. Also ranged weapon, which you can combine again whatever you want with lots of mobility. I love this. You're mostly actually moving here while you attack, and you can see here some of the skills are hitting in different shape, few targets in front of you, not only one target. This was nice jump backwards, again moving while attack. Nice. Looking really good, right? Let's go forward with next weapon here, which you will have an option to play, and that would be last weapon. Basically, you can see here a book and a wand. And yes, if you are wondering regarding a role of a healer, I'm preparing special video on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure when I will upload this video. Probably in the moment when you are watching this video right now, I have already uploaded a video regarding healer role. Yes. So, regarding healer role, there is much to be said. So this weapon here, wand and book, you can see here in the left hand, should be some kind of healing weapon. However, there are only two specific healing skills, like two real healing skills. Don't mind that. If you want to play some kind of support role, some kind of healing role, you will absolutely pick wand as your main weapon. You can see here obviously beautiful skill animation, but when I was studying skills of this weapon, I have noticed most of the skills of this weapon are still damage skills. So only two abilities are pure healing. There is one shield, one barrier for the group. Basically, you create one bubble. I don't know, will they show it here? You create one bubble for your group members to shield them. And there are some other passive abilities which are going into support kind of side. However, this weapon here, it doesn't feel like completely healing kind of weapon, but nevertheless, if you are used to play some kind of priest, some kind of cleric kind of class in some other MMORPGs, pick wand as your main weapon. You'll have on your disposal two amazing healing skills. One is a single target healing skill, another is a group healing, and they are both amazing. And you can get better versions of these skills. They are then becoming more powerful. And yeah, it was kind of surprised to see that we actually don't have like real healer in this game. I was expecting to see 5 or 6 minimum different kind of skills for this weapon, which will be healing skills, maybe few damage skills or something like that. But no, that is not the situation. Here we have regarding wand also lots of damage skills. So keep that on your mind. Pick wand if you want to play priest or cleric, some kind of class. And again, you can combine this with some other ranged weapon. That would be interesting combination to combine maybe this weapon with staff. That wouldn't be bad. 2 ranged weapons if you're used to play ranged classes, because staff can make lots of damage, right? On the other side, wand you will use for healing. It will be very... Even here, developers of the game, they are recommending combination wand or book with staff. You can see here as a very useful combination. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, these will be all the weapons which you can use in Throne and Liberty. Huge diversity of beautiful weapons to play will determine a role of your character. So there are no classes in Throne and Liberty. Yeah, there are no classes, absolutely. Nevertheless, you'll be able to pick a role which will remind you on some class like Assassin or Archer or Ranger or Priest. Basically, whatever you want to play, did you used to play in other MMORPGs in the past? Maybe some kind of DPS or tank or some kind of maybe healing class. Don't worry, Throne and Liberty have that for you. You need to pick just a right combination of weapons. For this evening, I wanted to show you one, let's say, beginner's kind of guide, how to pick a class when classes don't exist in this game, how to pick a role depending on your weapons. Don't forget, you can pick 2 weapons to use, combination of 2 weapons, and that will determine a role of your character. You can combine anything what you want, but like I said, after a few weeks, there will be some metas. Few weeks after releasing Korea, there will be some metas specifically for healing, for DPS, for range DPS, for melee DPS, for PvP, even for PvE. There will be metas, and I will keep you updated. I got you covered here on my YouTube channel, and during live streams, I will inform, I will make specific videos regarding metas as soon as we actually need to try to play under our fingers, how it will feel. Different kind of weapons, how they will be efficient. When I find out about that, you will see specific videos here on my YouTube channel. In the meanwhile, check lots of videos, lots of guides regarding Throne and Liberty on my YouTube channel. I'm following this game for a long time. I will play it also in Korea. Yes, I have created a character. You will see lots of content, lots of guides from World of Throne and Liberty on my YouTube channel. If you are watching my live stream, let's go for a live stream. If you are watching this video on my YouTube channel, thank you for watching the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch to see more of MMORPG content and of course Throne and Liberty content in the future. I'm live streaming every evening about 6 o'clock Central European time, so join me to see some gameplay and to find out what is happening in MMORPG and PC gaming world. See you soon.